In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to adjust the rate of fire on your Tippmann M4 carbine. Just going to kind of go over some of the tools that you're going to need. One of the first tools, not really a necessary tool, but it does make it nice, especially if you're trying to keep your receiver from getting scratched up. And that's just a plastic or wooden dowel rod. The second one is going to be a 1/16 Allen wrench, and that's what we're going to use to adjust our rate of fire or flow control set screw. So we're first going to start off by making sure that the rifle is in the uncocked or decocked position. Just go ahead and flip your selector switch to the semi-automatic. Go ahead and pull the trigger, and you can hear that our bolt assembly went forward. The reason that we're doing that is obviously so we can open up the upper half of the receiver. So go ahead and flip that back down to the safety position, and then we'll push our takedown pin out. Go ahead and grab it from the back side here. And then from there, go ahead and open it up. Now here, you can see that we have our input fitting. This is where your air comes into the valve assembly, and the silver piece right here that I'm pointing at. And then we have your rate of fire set screw or rate of fire assembly, which is this black section that I'm pointing to. And it's kind of hard to see, but there is that adjustable screw on top there. Now, the way that we do it from the factory, this is just starting from scratch. We take our 1/16 Allen wrench, and what we do is we bottom that set screw all the way out, which I've already done that. Kind of get a side profile there. You can see that that's completely bottomed out, and we can turn it out a ways. I mean, it has a lot of adjustment. And you can see that eventually you'll get a gap there in between the bottom of the screw head and the top of the flow control body. But like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to just start off with it being completely bottomed out. So once we're bottomed out, I usually like to go about 3/4 of a turn, and that's kind of a nice reference point. And then what I'll do is close up the receiver. Alright, I'm going to kind of push that bolt back in there. Close up our receiver. And then I'm going to go ahead and air the rifle up and test it, just to kind of see where we're at. So that's not too bad. Getting a couple shots in there. Sounds okay. I mean, I'd like to get it a little bit higher than that and a little bit more consistent. So we're going to go ahead. Give it a little bit more of an adjustment there. Probably looking at say maybe about 1/8 of a turn. See what that gives us. So that's pretty good. You can adjust it a little bit higher than that. Most rifles, they're really only going to top out at about, I'd say anywhere from 12 to 15 rounds or shots per second. You're not really going to get much more out of them than that. We'll give it a little bit more just to see how far we can push it. But yeah, like I said, kind of keep in mind that, you're only going to be able to top out anywhere from 12 to 15 shots a second. Some of these guys are trying to get them to shoot 30 and stuff like that, and you know, to be quite honest with you, the gun's just not going to do that. So I'm pretty happy with that rate of fire. So I'm going to just leave it at that. You know, like I said, you can kind of push the envelope a little bit, try to get it to shoot a little bit faster if you like, but me personally, I like to keep it nice and smooth and consistent, and I'm pretty happy with that rate of fire. So hopefully this video helps you out and kind of gives you a better understanding of how to adjust the rate of fire on the Tippmann M4 carbine.